Hey y'all, welcome back to Harmon Homestead. I'm in front of my canned goods here. I know it's been a while since we've done a video, almost 3 weeks. And several people reached out to us and said, hey, are you okay? We haven't seen a video. And that really meant a lot to me. I said, wow, you know, people do care. People care about our channel. So yes, we're fine. Guys, this is what I've been doing. These are part of my potatoes here. I did not grow these. My uncle brought these down. He grows potatoes, he grows cantaloupe, watermelon, all this stuff, and I don't grow those. And he brought them down and he said, here, just take them. And he brought canners and quart jars. I've never in my life. So probably 200 quart jars, and I know 6 milk crates full of potatoes. I mean, hundreds of pounds of potatoes. So I have been canning these. That's just a portion. They're all below me here. I have 94 quarts. They're stacked up in the kitchen. And we've eaten these fresh. I mean, a ton. So we are blessed. I didn't pay for a thing. He said, here, take them. So on top of my regular harvest. And guys, we have been just trying to can, okay? I have the electric canner. I have the glass stove top. I've got 2 electric canners now. I have a Presto and then another brand. I've been canning these non-stop in those potatoes, and that's a lot when you have to peel and blanch, and it's a lot to can potatoes. So it's not hard, it's just time consuming peeling all of them. So that's what we've been doing. They're here on these, they were my seed starting shelves. I have nowhere else to put them. We really don't have a cellar or a pantry per se. So guys, you can see they're swaying pretty bad. So and these were all in the den. I've rearranged my whole house in the past 3 weeks. I've got these in the dining room. My husband's going to build some wood shelves. He's already got the measurements. I've got to have something because now I have over a dozen jars, quart jars, just stacked up that I have nowhere to put. And we've got this. So they will not fit up under my bed. I've even looked at that. I have a low clearance on my bed from the floor. It's just, I have nowhere to put them. They're fixing to be just in the floor, lined up in the floor. So I had to do something with the potatoes. I had several people tell me, hey, we've never heard of diced potatoes canned, but you can do it. It's in the ball book, the one I've shown you before, my recipes, and they're great. I had 4 that were processing and the power went out during a bad storm in the past 3 weeks. So I didn't want to reprocess them. I said, but let me just open them up and see. And they were fine. They were still firm, believe it or not. You'll have a little sediment at the bottom, but they were great. So potato salad, potato soup, and stew, anything. That's what we've been doing. The garden, I hadn't touched. I've picked my okra, and I've got okra this long out there. I've got to do something with, but it has been so hot here. There's finally a break in the heat today. Here in Alabama, it's, I think, 88, but there's no humidity. It's very low, so it feels like fall. And that's something else I've been doing. I've been putting out fall. I said, I don't care. It's less than 2 weeks from football, and I'm ready for fall. So that's what we've been doing. I've been deep cleaning this house during the heat. And guys, I like my house clean. I clean every day, but to actually deep clean, I mean your curtains, your under your couch cushions, your baseboards, your walls. I mean it deep clean. I needed that, and you don't really know how much dirt you have build up until you look at it. Now we don't have children, but we've got dogs. We bring the dogs in every night. We put them out in the morning in their kennel, and they have dirt, muddy paws, and I'll clean it up right then or the next morning, you know, but you don't realize over time how much dust and dirt builds up. We live in an old farmhouse here. That's why you see brick. It's been added onto. I've told you this before. And an old farmhouse just builds up dust. An old house, it just comes with the territory. So, anyways, we've had a lot going on. So that's what we've been doing. We just kind of had to regroup and resettle and really just take it easy and take it step by step and know that it's going to be okay even during this heat. I just got fed up with the garden. I did. I was so tired. There's weeds a foot tall. I've not harvested anything. I've just let it go. And sure enough, the tomato plants are still going. I have ripened tomatoes just bursting onto the ground. I'm tired. But I got a little bit more inspiration today. I went to Walmart for the first time in over a month, and I saw the price of everything that was continuously rising. And I said, well, I'm just going to keep after it. While I've got any kind of harvest, I've just got to get back out here and do it because I'm not going to pay these prices. So leads me into my little talk with you guys. That's a lot of people have asked what we've been doing, and that's it. And we've just been trying to keep stamina and keep going because it's hot and we're tired and everything's just overgrown. But we're putting up for the winter. We're not having to spend an enormous amount on groceries. It's just a lot of work. I don't see how people can afford it. I mean, it's consuming all of your money is groceries. So anyways, you need to prioritize what you're doing. And I did take a little break, and it was a well-needed break. I was videoing every day. And no, they're not the best quality videos. No, it's just showing you what we're doing here and maybe helping you, because I didn't think that I'd be able to do this 3 years ago. So we're just trying to show you how we live and what we're doing. And I know they're not the best quality videos, but I don't have the fanciest equipment. So it is what it is. But guys, your priorities on a homestead, you're going to see all these new projects. You're going to see things to do. You're going to see inspiration of what other people are doing. And you get so wrapped up in doing so many projects that sometimes you just let your house go. And I was guilty of that. I wanted to do something different every day and do something by hand every day and something totally different. And it got to the point I was like, I'm not even taking care of what I already have. And a lot of people are wanting to try this lifestyle right now, but they're not. I think they're like me. They're kind of going down the road of, well, this is so cool. We're going to try this, and this is so neat. We're going to experiment with that, and you need to do that. But I really let a lot pile up around here. It didn't look dirty. It didn't look unkempt. It didn't look, out of order in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But it was. It was. I needed to take care of what I have instead of going and buying something different to bring to the homestead or all this. Well, let's try this and let's try that. I need to just take care of what I had, because that's homesteading. You're taking care of what you have so it'll last a long time and you don't have to go and buy stuff. That's the whole point, is to not buy and be self-sustainable. So I really had to regroup and say, look, now I'm going to take care of what I got. Instead of going and buying all these fruits just to dehydrate, maybe I'll just work with what I have, or maybe I'll just put up rice in quart jars that I've bought. I need to tend to what I have instead of going and buying different things. So, and that's a lot, especially if you prep. We're pretty big into that, about putting food back if we get a good sale on it or whatever. And, all this stuff piles up. Do you maintain it? Do you sit down and make sure that no mice have gotten in it? Do you make sure that it's not expired, or it's as far as not ruined? Do you make sure of all this? Or do you just go out and collect and collect and collect, and you don't even know what you have? So I really took time doing that. I did inventory of all my canning jars. I have lugged these all over the house. I've looked through my pantry. I've tried some different recipes. I've dusted off some of my kitchen appliances, and fired them up. Just really tried to take care of stuff inside the home. And I know that's got to be hard if you've got kids. It's very, very hard. It was hard on me because every day I was going outside at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't come in till noon. And then I had to do something with all this food. And, every couple of weeks I go to the grocery store, I pick up new stuff, put it back on the shelf, and it starts just piling up. You're not taking inventory of what you've got. So what makes a house a home, you need a good foundation. You do. You need a good foundation. What I mean by that is not whether it's concrete or block. I'm talking about you need to have a happy home. You need to be happy with what you have. You need to have goals and dreams and aspirations, but you need to be content where you are. And you need to kind of take inventory of what you're doing each day. Guys, this is something else. I was so bogged down with the news. I turned it on last night. My demeanor this morning was totally different. I watched the news yesterday for the first time in 3 weeks. I had cut it off. I didn't even want to hear it. It's sad. It's sad. And I said, I don't want to hear this anymore. I'm tired of it. I just don't want to hear it. And I got on YouTube, and one of the preachers I listened to was Charles Lawson out of Knoxville. And I don't even know of the church that he preaches at, but I really like him, and I have listened to him like from daylight till dark while I was sitting here cleaning. Yesterday I was pulling out all the couch cushions, and I had like a vacuum of my husband's, and I was vacuuming and all this, and just dog hair and dust, and just trying to clean and clean. Then I got in the fireplace and I was cleaning soot just from last fall. You don't even think about that. It just looks like, well, that's a fireplace, but I was wiping down the brick. I mean, really scrubbing, cleaning, trying to maintain and freshen up and see what I've got, make it very nice and manageable, and it just runs smoother. But I would listen to him while I was doing all this. You know, that's been a long time. It's been a long time. We go to church on Sunday, but I needed that. I needed to hear it. I needed to sit down and hear preaching and just expose myself and immerse myself more in that. The Bible. I've really sat down with that lately. I was reading other books, and I had gotten into that kick a couple of weeks ago around the 4th of July, and I said, you know, I just need to take time for this. This is what's important to me right now. And I just need some guidance on a few things, and that's where I went, and I just made time for it. I kind of reprioritized what I was doing. And after all that, and I sat down, I said, you know, I felt happier, I felt uplifted, and I said, this is what makes a house a home. This is what makes a house a home. Your foundation. Your foundation. Taking care of what you have, having, you know, just being content with what you have. That's something else. Not having to go out and buy. Not having to just, you know, make it nice or redecorate, but just move things around. You don't have to go out and buy the stuff. And I was the main one that goes out and wants to buy all this stuff. But, you know, you need to put it up and take care of it and bring it out next year for each season. That's what you need to do, instead of just, everything's so disposable now. I've told you this before. I feel like we live in a disposable society. And I said, between the gardens and the cooking and the canning and the animals, that's something else. We processed our first chickens over the past 3 weeks. That was a very dignified experience. It turned out much better than I thought it would. These are not meat chickens. These are just roosters that we couldn't get rid of. And I was very pleased. My husband was convinced it was going to be the toughest meat ever, but we put it in the crock pot. So, you know, it turned out like a spoon wouldn't even hold it. It was falling apart. In fact, I may not even need to cook it as long next time. I was just convinced too it was going to be tough as leather, but it wasn't. But after all that, we just kind of maintained what we had here. And I tried to analyze and see how things were going and see what was going on. I was very pleased over how things went the past 3 weeks. We just stayed busy, but we didn't go out and buy anything. We didn't, you know, we hardly do anyway. So just really took care of our home, and just almost like a vacation here at home. You know, I was very content. I realized that. I sat back and looked, and I said, I'm content with what I have here, and I'm good here. I don't need all these new projects. I don't need, I did in the beginning getting all this going, but I found my rhythm. I found how things need to go, and I've stayed with it. So nothing new, nothing exciting to tell you. That's just what we've been doing. Really just tried to pull back. Me and my husband was talking about baseboards the other night, and these baseboards in this house were wood. I don't even know if they were stained or not, y'all. When I got in here, they were painted. I painted over them. I painted them white, and you notice things on white painted wood. My husband, I think he's taken an oath with the rest of the men of the world. He said, I would have never painted wood baseboards. I said, well, you know, men just don't like painting wood. And I said, I get it. I said, but these were already painted. I had to do something with them. So in certain areas to make it cohesive, I had to paint all the trim and baseboards. And he said, well, it doesn't show dirt. And I thought about that, and I thought, well, no, it don't. It really don't. The white does. And I've been cleaning all those, you know, and I thought the dirt's there, whether it shows it or not. And that really got my mind thinking. I thought, wow, that you can apply that to any way in life. The dirt is there, whether it shows or not. And sometimes you just need to clean and regroup and it, you know, get it off there. So we've really done a lot of just this is homesteading. Just staying here and being content and cleaning what you have and taking care of what you have, from your heart to your mind to your food to your pillow cushions, you know, whatever. So that's what we've been doing the past couple of weeks. We're wide open. Because the temps have come down a little bit and the humidity today or tomorrow, I might try to get back in this garden and keep after it. So we'll see these 20-foot tall tomato plants. I don't know how it's going to go. I've had 2 die. That's it out of the whole bunch. 2 little cherry tomato plants. I could not have expected anything better out of these. So, you know, hey, we're blessed no matter what. But anyways, in fact, right now I'm getting ready to go out. We're going to pick some okra and put it up for winter. So that's what we're doing. Think about your home and what makes a house a home. We'll see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead.